Trump will win the Republican presidential primary. This is a devastating blow to the Cruz campaign. Trump's win clears an easy path toward that party's nomination.
Let's get straight to our D.C. bureau. National correspondent Mark Meredith joins us now live at 8:01. Mark, what does all of this mean for the race?
Well, you bring up a good point right now. It is a major blow to Ted Cruz's campaign. He really put a lot of resources into Indiana. He also mentioned, of course, that he was naming his running mate, Carly Fiorina, in Hoosier country last week, and it didn't seem to do anything to move the needle. The results, as they're still coming in right now, NBC News projecting that, of course, Donald Trump will win the state's delegates. The question is how many? There were 57 delegates up for grabs. Right now, he's looking to walk away with at least 45, and that number could grow. This is horrible news for Ted Cruz and the strategy that he was hoping was going to change the game. It just wasn't able to do anything to really move the needle for him. And we're still waiting to hear from both of these candidates. We expect Trump to speak from New York really any second now at Trump Tower, in which we expect he'll certainly call out Ted Cruz, saying that this race really is decided, and we may not even have to talk about a contested convention anymore. What I do want to show you, though, is what the numbers were like in the Republican delegate count before tonight's vote. So this was before the Indiana results, and you can see how big of a lead Donald Trump had already going into Indiana, with Ted Cruz there in the mid-500s and Ohio Governor John Kasich a distant third, really not even showing up on the map in comparison to where Trump is, trying to hit that magic number that would get him the nomination. We should also mention here, we want to take a look at the Democratic race. This is the delegate count before Indiana voted, and you can see why Hillary Clinton is in a strong lead right now, about 800 delegates ahead of Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. We should show the race right now in Indiana for Democrats simply too close to call. Bernie Sanders is not in Indiana tonight. In fact, he's speaking right now in Kentucky. We're still waiting to hear from Hillary Clinton. As for the results itself, both candidates are going to walk away with some delegates. Nobody's going to have enough for the nomination in either party tonight. But this was a big night to kind of show us, Jen and Josh, where the election is going to be going forward.
Yeah, Mark, we're talking about crunching the delegate counts here. So do you think a big Trump victory tonight could actually seal the deal for Trump before the California votes come out in June?
Maybe not necessarily before California, but California could put him over the top. For so long now, we've been talking about what the chaos would be like in Cleveland. But if this path continues, where it's Trump that's able just to sweep these states, we've got Nebraska, West Virginia voting next Tuesday. He wins those. All this adds is closer and closer to the delegate count, and it's hard to see how there would be any real fight in Cleveland. Now, if Cruz does surprise us, somehow takes away a win in Washington State on the 24th, that would be something that could be a game changer. But Josh, as anybody has been watching as close as you guys have, who really knows what's going to happen next? Right,
and talks of that contested convention start to quietly go away more and more, so we will wait to see what happens. Mark Meredith live for us in our D.C. bureau. Mark, thanks so much. Well, for development